Eric Lindros starts at center for Canada. Mike Craig and Pierre Sevigny are on the wings. Carl Dykhuis and Chris Snell are the defensemen. Boris Muninov. The forward line is a good one with Pavel Bure out. Here's Murinov to the net. He's stopped by Kidd. A shot just wide as Kudashov came in. Oleg Petrov and Pavel Bure out on the ice as the Canadians come out. Mike Craig carries the puck to Carl Dykhuis. In over the blue line. Lindros in on Kasparaitis, and he moved the puck to Kudashov, the centerman. Across the ice to Bure. And the play is offside and claimed the victory in Alaska 2 years ago. They were soundly thrashed.
Second life for the Canadians.
Chris Draper, Mike Sillinger, and Stephen Raiss. Canada's second line on the ice. Slava Kozlov leading the second line of the Soviets. Kozlov, the Detroit draft pick #9 and one of their best players, to the point. The shot on Trevor Kidd, and he holds on. Motkov got the shot away.
As in all big games, Canada has got to have great goaltending today from Trevor Kidd.
Because players like Bure and Vyacheslav Kozlov, who was a Detroit draft pick in '90 from Kimmich, will be all around the net. Kozlov is a veteran of 3 of these tournaments. He's a great player along with Bure, and they'll lead this team. Eric Lindros back on the ice. Double shifted early to get his legs early, perhaps. Unless Dick Todd wants to do some line matching, and we'll have to see how that goes. But Lindros, Sevigny, and Craig are right back on the ice. Zolotov couldn't come up with a puck. Mike Craig in the corner. Sevigny centering pass. Lindros in behind the net. Back towards the point, and Slэйni couldn't come up with it. Sergei Zolotov with Martiniak, #19. Kozlov goes for the net. Back with the hit was Sevigny, and he knocks Zolotov to the ice. Pierre Sevigny, #22, skates down the left wing. Lindros is trailing it. In over the blue line. Lindros can't come up with a puck. Slэйni thinks better of coming in to pick it up. Here comes Mikhail Volkov, #15. Berezin in after the puck, #14. The centering pass. And Volkov couldn't get a shot away. Kept into the front of the net. Volkov shot. Berezin in after it behind the goal as the Canadians have trouble clearing it. Lindros took a hit, but he bounced right off. Jan Kaminsky hit him and bounced right to the ice. Kaminsky's #25. Trying to center to Volkov. Can't do it. Sevigny in the corner. Dykhuis in to take a man. Blasted Kaminsky to the ice. And now J.Bьёркман stops the play with Sevigny down on the puck.
The Soviets have been looking for that open ice in Canada's zone. They know also that if they go wide, they may get some chances. Watch Berezin. He just lost possession of that puck, but you knew what he intended to do, and that was to cut in past the defense. Meanwhile, if you want to make Eric Lindros mad, hit him early in the game, and that's exactly what happened.
Jan Kaminsky hit him. Didn't do much damage, though, did he? 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the first period, no score. Canada and the Soviet Union. Yushkevich couldn't come up with a puck. Pat Falloon. Manderville's in front of the net, so is Greg Johnson. Here's Manderville, the centering pass. The shot just wide by Dykhuis. Loose puck, and they can't poke it into the side of the goal. Kent Manderville with Snell breaking for the net. Greg Johnson in the corner. Just put the puck to the back of the net. Konstantin Korotkov moved the puck out to center. Yushkevich. Karpov to the front of the net, and he can't take the puck with him. Kent Manderville is #21 out of Cornell University. Stopped at the blue line by Joltok. Dmitry Yushkevich dumped the puck back in for the Soviet Union as they make a change. 3 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. Scott Thornton got into trouble, but moved the puck back to Chris Snell from the Ottawa 67s. Up the middle, Craigwell's tripped, no call from J.Bьёркман, the referee. He's just letting them play. Oleg Petrov to Pavel Bure on the right side. Can't cut to the front of the net, in behind it, tried to center it, and the puck hit the back of the goal. Cardinal point, number 26, tries to clear the puck. Can't get it outside of the line. Bure, number 10, to Petrov. His shot way wide of the net into the corner. Motkov, number 7, keeps the puck into the corner. Oleg Petrov is there in behind the net. And David Harlock for Canada clears the puck to Martin Lapointe, and he ices it. 19-year-old Pavel Bure is the Cy Young Award winner of this tournament with 12 goals and 3 assists.
Well, it's really interesting games against Team Canada because they prepare really well and they play well hockey. But no, there's, well, at least me, I'm never nervous. You know, obviously getting excited. But if you're nervous, you can't do anything. And I don't think you can play hockey when you're nervous because you're losing everything.
Pierre Sevigny pulls himself up off the ice, and Sandis Ozolinьš is going to the penalty box. Ozolinьš is a big man, and he'll get a penalty here for high-sticking Pierre Sevigny.
Ozolinьš had his head up. He missed. Didn't get away a great shot. He was trying to clear that puck. And you saw him get his stick up.
Canada goes to the power play. The Canadians haven't had as much success on the power play as the Soviets had in this tournament, having scored 6 times. Soviets have scored 12 power play goals.
Soviets have also been the most penalized team in this league, or in this tournament, and that's kind of a surprise. Canada have been the least penalized team.
Puck is out of play, and the faceoff will be outside the blue line.
There is something called the Fair Play Cup here, and Dick Todd's team right now would win that. Well, that's not exactly what's on their mind. Only a goal, but it is surprising that Canada has been so disciplined, with the exception of a few penalties in their last game against the Czechs. Otherwise, they have maintained their discipline throughout.
Mike Craig on the power play to Chris Snell at the point. Craig lost his stick. Now he gets the puck back. Goes for the net. Can't get the shot away. Craig still on the puck. Gets control. Lindros in front. The pass did escape. Craig to the front of the goal. And Spigen finally holds on. Sergei Spigen finally got a hold of the puck, but Mike Craig was all over the Soviets' end with the puck.
Mike Craig has just had a great tournament. You can see that he has got 6 goals. Eric Lindros has 6 goals. Mike Craig has played a physical game in the corners and along the boards and has been a real inspiration in their forechecking game.
1:35 to go in the penalty. Lindros, Craig, and Sevigny, Snell, and Brisebois. Canadians win the draw. Patrice Brisebois to the net. Deflected by Yushkevich away from the goal. Kudashov with Petrov. Alexei Kudashov. Nice move he made to the front of the net, and Trevor Kidd stopped him. Yushkevich took a hit at the blue line and gave the puck up to Eric Lindros. 3-on-3, the Canadians move in. Lindros to the net. Stopped by Spigen, and they score!
Lindros had a head of steam up, and he was bound and determined he was going to get in on net. At the last moment, he had to change his mind, but he still tried to put that puck out front. Watch what happens when it does come out front. Sevigny knew where to be.
Sevigny has been getting better and better as this tournament has gone on. He's the man who drew the penalty, and he's the man who scored the power play goal. 1-0 Canada. Eric Lindros draws the assist at 5:12. And Canada has a 1-0 lead, the 5th for Pierre Sevigny. Mikhail Volkov, number 15, over the blue line, was upended by John Slэйни. And the Canadians dump the puck back through center. Sandis Ozolinьš. Sergei Barazin. To Kaminsky and Mikhail Volkov. Kaminsky after the puck. Barazin out front. The pass to the front of the net. He'll try and stuff it into the side. And there's a penalty coming up on the play as the Canadians clear the puck. A high sticking call, and the Soviets will get a power play opportunity. John Slänny goes to the... Lindros and Korotkov on the faceoff. Lindros won the draw, but gave the puck away. Joltok centering pass. And a shot is snapped wide by Valery Karpov and out of play. You would expect Eric Lindros to be in on many of the goals. Mike Craig has kept pace with him, and Pierre Sevigny has been getting better as the tournament has gone on. Little wonder this line gets most of the ice time it is tonight.
Dick Todd won't be afraid to use this line a great deal tonight. Through the course of the tournament, though, Todd wanted to stick with 4 lines. He knew what a long tournament this is, and he wanted to make sure for the final game, a most important game, that he had lots of life within all of his players, and especially the biggest lines.
Used 4 lines early. Molotov with a shot, just wide of the net. Mironov kept the puck in from the left point. Korotkov on in front. Joltok can't get him the puck, and it's cleared by the Canadians on the ice. The Lindros line has had 1 extra shift. He rolled them over very early to get them going. Otherwise, all 4 lines have played. Scott Thornton has the puck. Martin Lapointe in front. The puck comes back to Chris Snell at the point. Thornton. Motkov checks him. Konstantin Korotkov comes up with the puck and clears it out to center. Martin Lapointe dumps the puck in. The Canadians change on the fly. Silllinger, Draper, and Rice over the boards for Canada. Sergei Barazin. Kaminsky's shot. Blocked and turned back by Carl Dykhuis. Stephen Rice on the right wing with Draper over the blue line. Bouncing puck. Rice couldn't come up with it. Silllinger to Rice. Draper's in front of the net. Rice lost the puck. Silllinger gets to it though. Stephen Rice, the wraparound, he scores!
There's no question when Stephen played, he brought a lot of hitting. He was definitely a loud guy in our team. And what Brad made, he also brought a lot of excitement to our team. And when you knew when Stephen's going to throw a big hit, you know the crowd was going to get into it, and then everybody else to do with it that what we had to do, and we did it right at that game.
Stephen Rice is a very determined player. When he came around from behind the net, he knew what he wanted to do with it. He wanted to stuff it. But he is also aware that the biggest weakness the Soviet team have got is in goal. The Soviet players don't have a great deal of confidence in their goaltending, and Spigin has given them no reason in tonight's game to have any more confidence than they've had.
2-0 Canada. It would be ludicrous to blame Stephen Rice for the loss to the Czechs, but nobody would have felt better about a second opportunity to win a gold medal in this game because Rice took his first 3 penalties of the tournament against the Czechs, and they scored twice in the power play.
And those penalties were taken out of frustration, but also out of determination.
Silllinger in front, Draper's shot, hit the mask of Spigin. Rice is in after the puck again, Draper out front, Silllinger behind the net. Centering pass is turned back by Kasparaitis. Silllinger fights for the puck. Zhitnik came up with it. Out come the Soviets. Kudashov over the blue line. One-on-one. Stood up nicely by Carl Dykhuis, who also got an assist on the Rice goal. Along with Silllinger at 15-15. Canada leads 2-0. Kasparaitis. Murray back in his own zone. Oleg Petrov. Petrov, number 11, over the blue line. Offside, Soviets.
After last year's loss of the gold in Finland, and then the loss at the Four Nations tournament, the Soviet press have blamed poor Soviet goaltending for their lack of success. And the Soviet coach, Terenkov, sure went after his goaltender, Svigen last night. He berated him after letting in that tying goal.
There's a steal and a shot into the glove of Svigen off Eric Lindros. The Canadians have outshot the Soviets 10-6 and carried most of the play, as the 2-0 score would indicate.
What confuses me a bit, though, is that if his team has so little confidence in Svigen as to why they continue to leave the zone as often as they do. Well, that's Soviet hockey. They have great confidence in the passing abilities of their defense, and we'll see Pavel Bure lots tonight standing up at the red line, and especially when this team is down by a couple of goals. They'll leave the zone quickly, the forwards will.
As the Finns found last night, this team can strike quickly and strike a lot. Sevigny in off the draw. Sergei Zolotov. Mikhail Volkov to Kozlov. There's a Canadian player, Sevigny, down on the ice. He's lost his glove and his stick and appeared to be hurt in front of the Soviet net. As the Soviets ice the puck. Sevigny in every game has been involved with the opposition and may have been trying to draw a penalty here. I'm not going to suggest that he wasn't hurt because he certainly looks in pain. There'll be no penalty call.
Well, it's awfully suspicious. We didn't see it. Motkov, the Soviet defenseman, was back there with Sevigny. So did he spear him?
One can only suspect. Soviets ice the puck. 3:13 left in a fast-paced first 2-0 Canada. Greg Johnson went to the net. Motkov, number 7. Dmitry Motkov, the big defenseman. One of the biggest on the Soviet team. He and Greg Johnson hold the puck against the boards. And more appropriately, Motkov held Johnson and the puck against the boards and stopped the play.
Very seldom in this tournament have we seen stoppages of play because players were holding the puck up along the boards. The referees make them move it.
Kent Manderville would be seen as one of the best pro prospects in this tournament, and the Calgary Flames like that.
He has had an excellent tournament as well, and he has been a real asset on the line of Johnson and Falloon. But he got decked in the game against the Czechs in the first period and didn't have a great second and third.
Mikhail Volkov in on the puck, and a delayed offside is called against the Soviets as the pace slows for the first time with 2:49 left in the first period.
Well, Dick Todd has got his team changing up very quickly. He knows it's a long game, and he needs for them to keep this pace.
Dick Todd, the coach of the Peterborough Petes of the Ontario Hockey League, assisted by Perry Pern from the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, who's currently working with the Canadian Olympic team, and Alain Vigneault, the coach of the Hull Olympics. The triumvirate leading Team Canada. And Team Canada leading the Soviets 2-0. Chris Snell, an undrafted 19-year-old from the OHL, dumped the puck in. Here's Brad May out on his first shift to the game on the left wing, taking Sevigny's spot. And Svigen holds on. In this tournament, the teams are allowed to have 22 players dressed and on the bench. Canada has had 2 extra players. Brad May has been the extra forward. Scott Niedermeyer from Kamloops, the extra defenseman. This is where the extra men come in handy because Sevigny's been hurt.
So you don't have to change up all of your lines. You can just insert. And when Brad May comes on the ice, you might know what he's looking to do. Get into the game quickly and take the body. The big 6'1", 205-pound defenseman was injured at the evaluation camp in the summer, and many thought that he wouldn't be available for this tournament. He fooled them.
Been the extra man on many nights, but he's been the team's biggest cheerleaders. John Slëiny dumped the puck in. In after it quickly, Pat Falloon out with Greg Johnson and Kent Manderville. Balloon with Slainie breaking for the net. The pass across the goal mouth. Vanderbilt couldn't touch it. Here's Slainie into the corner. Vanderbilt drops back in his point spot and now chases the puck as two Soviets chase him. Quickly out to center. Balloon to an open wing. Ozolinьš dumps the puck in for the Soviets. Slainie to Balloon to the blue line and now out. Greg Johnson swept it out. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first period. Karpov in behind the net. Centering pass, and in front was Kent Manderville to take the puck away, but he couldn't clear it. Karpov turned, Manderville recovered and got the puck to center. Pierre Sevigny has gone to the Canadian dressing room. The report is he was speared and is hurt. Rice in front of the net. Draper couldn't get him the puck. Boris Mironov checked him. Oleg Petrov to Pavel Bure, number 10. Petrov goes for the net. The pass tipped wide. And the Canadians clear the puck just outside the blue line. Mike Sillindger with Rice and Draper. Sillindger chases the puck. Kasparaitis to Kudashov. In front to Bure, hooked up by Draper so he couldn't get loose. And Chris Snell is back in his own zone deep. It's bumped and knocked over. Made a play up the boards though and out to center. They've announced the last minute of the first period. Canada 2, the Soviets nothing. Darius Kasparaitis, number 6.
Last minute of play, Canada will lay back and think about their defense.
Boris Mironov, Oleg Petrov in over the blue line. Centering pass for Kudashov. Kasparaitis moves in, he's checked. And Brisebois just sweeps the puck out to center with 30 seconds to go in the period. Soviets are changing up, as are the Canadians. Late in the first period. Patrice Brisebois. Pass too far for Lindros, and it's icing against Canada with 15 seconds left in the first.
Canada have shown in this tournament so far that they have got some great depth when it comes to winning key faceoffs. Against the Czechs the other night, Dick Todd had no problem sending whoever out, it seemed, to win some big ones.
Wasn't it odd, though, that one of the few faceoffs, you could probably count on the fingers of one hand the number of faceoffs they lost against the Czechs. Wasn't really a clean loss at the end of the game, but it was almost a draw. The Czechs got possession, and Slager's shot deflected into the net.
And that was due to an icing call that Canada had taken.
Off the draw, the Canadians get possession. Out they come. Long blast by Mike Craig on Spigen. Here's Lindros. Craig in front. Running out of time, and the buzzer sounds to end the first period.
Canada played with discipline, and they skated as well as they've skated in this tournament.
Pierre Sevigny and Stephen Rice have scored. Canada has the lead, 2-0 after 1. Here's Paul Rump from Saskatchewan Plaice in Saskatoon. Two greatest juniors in the world, Pavel Bure, Eric Lindros.
Eric Lindros has heard it described way too often as his tournament, and that angers him. He says this is Canada's tournament, not Eric Lindros' tournament.
Any comparison of the two must include the fact that Bure is 2 years older at 19, playing in his third tournament. He's also played in a world championship. And Eric Lindros is in his draft year at 17. David Harlan. Back in his own zone. Give away. They score! Sergei Joltok. And it's a one-goal game.
He gave away the puck, and I take just a few strides and just slap it hard as I can towards the net, and eventually it went in.
This lesson well learned already. Harlock came around from behind his net and then just carelessly threw it up the middle. All he had to do was go to the boards with it.
Sergei Joltok with the Soviets' first of this game. It'll be an unassisted goal at 11:20. And Canada's lead is cut to 1 at 2-1.
So it's important for Canada right now, and we will see who Dick Todd has got out there in the ice. He's gone with Sillinger's line. They've got to get the puck in and gain the momentum back for Canada.
Canada's played mistake-free hockey for the most part in this game.
In that situation, I think it's the hockey. I mean, people are going to score, but I think with that team, what we had, I mean, guys were excited to go back. I mean, it's a disappointing when they score, but no question that the guys said, you know what, hey, it's a goal. Let's just keep going here. You know, we got the lead, and you just got to keep pump away, and hopefully we do get the victory.
For the equalizer. Petrov tipped the puck into the corner. Kudashov after it. Chris Draper for Stephen Rice. Alone at center, he dumps the puck in, and he dumped it over the glass.
Dick Todd had enough confidence that Stephen Rice and his line would be able to get that puck deep into the Soviet zone and get the flow going again for Canada. The good forechecking. Watch the hit that Stephen Rice handled.
Paul Romanek watched the game last night. Any similarities with the Soviets, Paul?
Actually, yeah, Jim, scaring similarities. It was right about this time last night the Soviets started to pick it up against the Finns, and it was Sergei Zolotov who scored the goal that started the Soviet comeback at 15:02 last night.
The Finns had a bigger lead.
Yeah, 4-0. I don't think anyone in Canada or on the Canadian team really thought that a 2-0 lead in the middle of the second period was very safe against this team.
That's the type of team the Soviets are. If you make a mistake, they'll capitalize on it.
7:49 left in the second. Lindros won the draw. Jason Marshall trying to clear the puck. Mike Craig flips the puck through center. Sevigny. Nemsnikov ran interference for Ozolinьš. Mikhail Volkov. Kozlov over the line. Swept away by Marshall. To the front of the net. Slэйни cleared the puck. Eric Lindros chases it. Mikhail Volkov with Lindros bearing down on it. Nemsnikov to Ozolinьš. Out to center. Kozlov. Over the line. Mikhail Volkov offside as Marshall dumps Kozlov to the ice.
Well, this referee that we have in today's game has really let them play hockey. Otherwise, Jason Marshall might have found himself in the penalty box.
Ch.Bьёrkman has called 2 penalties, 1 to each team. Canada scored on its power play. Soviets did not.
So playing that style, or at least calling that style, that should be in Canada's favor, Jim. They should be able to continue to use the body.
Dick Todd still continues to roll over 4 lines. Yushkevich dumped the puck in for the Soviets. Patrice Puisbois, the first man back. Dale Craigwell now. To center and no further. Kaminsky can't get away from Craigwell to go and get the puck. Harlock to Thornton and in. Not in the point. To the end board. Sheetnik. Long pass out at center. Sergei Berezin one-on-one. His shot was blocked by Harlock and deflected into the stand. 6:33 to go in the second period. Dale Craigwell and Jan Kaminsky. And Kaminsky's waved out of the face-off circle. Sergei Berezin moves in. Craigwell won the draw. Slэйni to Thornton. Took a bump from Kasparaitis and couldn't move the puck out. Slэйni could, though. Kaminsky with Craigwell right on it. Pass through center is intercepted. Backhanded in by Martin Lapointe. Lapointe, Craigwell, and Thornton. Look where they're lined up. Thornton's in deep. Lapointe's at the blue line, and Craigwell's behind him almost at center ice. One man in.
They won't press behind that net, not unless they're certain of getting the puck.
Now Lapointe's in after it. Now Craigwell goes for the net. So does Thornton. And the puck came back on the boards all the way into the Canadian zone. Slэйni with 2 men on him. Turned and dumped the puck through center. Thornton gets the puck away from Kasparaitis. Goes wide on Berezin, but he's taken to the board. Snap towards the goal. Lindros off the bench with Craig. Marshall took the man. Slэйni came back and got the puck for Canada. Soviets are changing on the fly as well. Chris Snell to Eric Lindros. Pierre Sevigny took a shot off a stick to the corner. Mironov trying to clear it, can't do it against Lindros. Now in Sevigny's corner. Kasparaitis is on him. Lindros is over to help out, and he gets the puck to Mike Craig. He was checked in front of the goal by Mironov. Out at center. Berezin couldn't get away from Carl Daikхюис. And the Canadians send the Soviets back in their own zone again. 1:40 left, second period. 2-1 Canada. They had a 2-0 lead after the first. Craig dumped the puck in. Lindros. Weigand came out to poke the puck away from him. Snell thought he kept the puck in, but it's offside.
You've got to like the ingredients on Lindros' line. Sevigny is very good in the corners on the puck. Mike Craig is strong in front of the net, as is Lindros, but Lindros will control the puck the majority of the time, and especially around behind the net.
Pierre Sevigny from St. Hyacinthe, easy for me to say, of the Quebec League, didn't start the tournament on this line. Kent Manderville did. Played the exhibition games there. They moved things around to get Manderville on a line with Falloon and Johnson, and that worked very well, and Sevigny has really complimented Lindros and Craig well.
And at the evaluation camp in the summer, Sevigny had played with Lindros and had played well.
Kudashov to Petrov. Oleg Petrov centering pass and a skate in front. Daikхюис cleared it away from the on-rushing Pavel Bure. Soviets like to have their big line on the ice late in the period to try and get a goal. They did in the first. They've done it before this tournament. Kasparaitis, the defenseman who plays a lot, sent the puck down the ice. Brisebois back for it. 50 seconds to go in the second period. Nemsnikov for Kudashov. Back to Evgeny Nemsnikov in his third World Championship. Sandis Ozolinьш, rink wide. Petrov tripped as he turned around to get the puck. Here's Daikхюис moving up. Checked by Nemsnikov. Centering pass in front of the net. Sillindger couldn't tip the puck in. Back come the Soviets. Petrov with 20 seconds to go in the period. Bure moved up, and the puck was taken away from him and sent to center. Lindros is one-on-one against Ozolinьš. Goes for the net. Ozolinьš won the play, getting the puck to the boards. Lindros is in after the puck. One last chance. Nobody going for the net. Now they are. Craig shoots it. And Weigand made the save as the buzzer sounded to end the second period. A last-second chance for Canada, and I don't know if it would have counted it. Craig put it in.
Well, it was a great play, though. Lindros, again, around behind the net and sending that puck out to Mike Craig. Watch, Craig just initially wanted to get that puck right back in behind the net. Why? Well, he knew that Lindros would always be there. He looks for that play. Lindros ducked the check, put it out in front, and Mike Craig was ready to hammer that puck.
And by the time this happened, the buzzer had sounded. The second period was over. 3 minutes to go. Canada and the USSR. Don't know if it adds to the intrigue or not, but number 19, Sergei Martiniuk, who broke a finger in the first game, tried to come back tonight, has not returned to the game since the first period, and the Montreal Canadian draft pick is not even on the bench.
That's a surprise because I thought that he would be ready to play in this game, and it sure appeared that way for the warm-ups.
He didn't shoot much in the warm-up, though. Index finger on his left hand was broken in the first game against the United States, and he didn't play after that. Tried to come back tonight, and the comeback attempt has failed. He is Pavel Bure's regular center that hasn't been for most of this tournament. Doesn't seem to have hurt Pavel. Here's Kozlov, number 9. Into the corner, Mike Craig for Canada, number 15. Clears the puck down the ice. And there's an early icing call against Canada.
So what kind of game is Canada going to play in this third period? The first period, they were back and forth. It was a quick-paced period. Little respect at times for the Soviets and doing some banging and crashing. The second period, Dick Todd's troops seemed to lay back a little bit more respectful of the Soviets. At the same time, they made very few mistakes. Only one, and that was Harlock.
Off the draw, Craig couldn't get the puck out against Kasparaitis. They both went down. Chris Snell is over for the puck, number 6 for Canada. And he flips it in the air down the ice. Boris Mironov is back. Mironov from the Red Army team. The Kozlov and back. 18-year-old Mironov. Stick handles through center very slowly. Lindros hooking at him, can't get him. Snell, much smaller, but takes his man to the boards. And Eric Lindros clears the puck. Bure keeps it in his corner, back on the point. Kozlov takes a blast. Kidd makes the save. Loose puck. Bure's after it. Shot it off the side of the goal. Soviets have put Bure and Kozlov together. Their best center and their best right winger are playing on a line together, and you'll probably see that throughout this third period. Darius Kasparaitis. Up the middle. Brisebois cut off the pass. Sergei Zvaikin leaves the puck for Kasparaitis. Checked by Rice into the boards, and he went down, and Kasparaitis is hurt. Zolotov was carrying the puck. Kasparaitis hurt when checked by Stephen Rice.
Kasparaitis just went into the boards off balance when Rice hit him. You could see that that left leg of his seemed to jam along the boards.
Gary, I wouldn't be surprised if in the first 40 minutes he played 20 of them. He's been a great defenseman, and look how he does the splits as he gets caught up in the boards.
Well, he's favoring that leg, but he also went to the bench on his own accord, but it doesn't look good for him as he is limping heavily.
Had one look back and a head shake for the referee, who is Х.Бьёркман of Sweden. Mike Silllinger, Stephen Rice. On the ice with Pierre Sevigny. There's been some line juggling for Team Canada. There's a shot by Brisebois off the draw, one by Silllinger. Sevigny's in Draper's spot. Kidd makes a save. Big rebound, poked to the front of the net. Another shot is whistled wide of the goal, and Rice comes up with a puck. Flips it through center. Sevigny. Jitnik had him lined up, and the pass was offside. The official attendance tonight is 11,612 at Saskatchewan Plaice. That's a full house.
They sold this building out twice. They added 600 bleachers yesterday. They sold that out again.
Jason Marshall from Cranbrook, BC. There's Sevigny, not out of the line. Jitnik kept it in with a good low shot that didn't miss the net by much. Yushkevich checked at center by Mike Silllinger, who got the puck, and Yushkevich recovered. Kudashov.
I don't like the way the Soviets are really, right from the opening faceoff here, tried to slow the game down a bit. They have too much ability to turn it up again.
Here comes Eric Lindros, barging towards the net. Jitnik stayed with him. Lindros bounced off the boards and lost his helmet. Jitnik has the puck. Manderville comes in to check as well. Zolotov, number 27. Kudashov, number 12. In behind the net, can't center it. Zolotov. Both teams have done some line juggling. Eric Lindros out with Kent Manderville and Greg Johnson on this shift. Now Falloon's out to join Manderville and Johnson. Lindros was out for the faceoff. On the point, Ozolinьш with a shot. Kidd got a piece of that. Korotkov. Joltok couldn't get a shot away. Manderville deep in his own zone. Daikas comes back. The centering pass. Ozolinьš from the point. Kidd makes the save. Valery Karpov goes to the corner. Korotkov there with Manderville. Joltok there as well, trying to poke the puck free. And he does. Korotkov. Nemsnikov into a crowd. Kidd makes the save. Big rebound. Falloon cleared it, not out. Ozolinьš with a shot. He scores! 2-2 tie.
I just remember that a lot of relief after I scored that goal because we all knew that all we needed was a tie, and we thought that we can manage to hold on to that score.
Their own zone, they couldn't get a stoppage in play. They were more worried about taking the body than they were about the puck. It was just a mad scramble, and Canada was getting tired. Lots of traffic in front of Trevor Kidd. Look at it. But Trevor Kidd flipped that puck away rather than trying to dive out and smother it and get a stoppage of play.
An unassisted goal by Ozolinьš. At 3:50 of the third period, 2-2 tie. Now you can feel a little tension in the air in this building. Canada had a 2-0 lead after the first. 2-1 at the end of the second. Now it's 2-2.
I remember having the game tied 2-2, having to win the game, to win the gold medal. And we couldn't tie. If we tied, you know, we would have lost the tournament.
Kept into the point by Mironov as the Canadians can't come out again. Kozlov in on Kidd. Mironov to the net. The Soviets really put on some pressure now. Mike Craig out to center. Eric Lindros races after the puck. Pushes Kasparaitis aside. Centering pass. Mironov is there to clear the puck away from Chris Draper. Chris Draper has moved into the spot previously occupied by Pierre Sevigny on a line with Lindros and Craig. Vic Todd has done some line juggling for the third period, as is Robert Cherenkov. Here's Oleg Petrov. Kozlov goes for the net. Shot it wide. Loose puck inside of the goal. Petrov was checked and knocked down. Out at center ice comes Mike Craig, number 15, with Lindros. Lindros in after the puck. Check to the boards. Kasparaitis gets the puck and clears it. Zolotov, number 27. Shitnik, number 5, moves up, takes the shot. Marshall got a piece of that and sent it wide of the goal. 5 minutes and 10 seconds into the third period, now in a 2-2 tie. Rice to the blue line and over. Zolotov, number 27, and a delayed offside is called against Canada as Zolotov carried the puck deep into his own zone.
Soviets were playing a little possum at the start of this third period. They slowed the tempo down until they hit Canada's blue. Then they started turning it on. They started forechecking, laying the body on a little bit, digging that puck out. What we haven't seen them do, as much as we thought we'd see them do, is go wide on the Canadian defense. They've so often held up at the blue line, looking for someone to come up with them so they could make the pass.
Chris Snell dumped the puck in off the face-off. Rice went to the net as the puck bounced out front, and the Soviets clear it. Like Sillindger, with Rice and Sevigny in over the blue line. Ozolinьš back in his own zone, knocked down by Stephen Rice. Kudashov over the blue line. Karatkov with a weak backhander on Trevor Kidd. And he holds a tie game, gives Canada a bronze. A loss, and Canada doesn't get a medal. They want to win for gold. Shot off the draw by Mutkov is blocked by Kidd in front. Karpov shot and Kidd stopped him. Valery Karpov with a great chance, and Kidd got his legs across and made the save. Kent Manderville for Canada gains center and dumps the puck in. Pat Falloon in the right wing against Mironov. Can't come up with the puck. Karatkov. Joltok dumps the puck in. And Pat Falloon is back. Patrice Brisebois to Pat Falloon and up to center. Boris Mironov fires it back in on Kidd offside against the Soviets.
Oh, a great chance for the Soviets. Karpov had the puck to the right of Trevor Kidd, and Kidd went down early. Karpov had the top of the net. He just couldn't get that stick on the puck and get it up and over Karpov.
Valery Karpov. And Trevor Kidd stopped it.
Trevor Kidd was down. There was lots of room up top. Karpov couldn't find it.
Hasn't had much luck in any of the games by the looks of his stats in the tournament. Craig, Lindros, and Draper out for Canada now against the big line of the Soviets. Kozlov, Petrov, and Pavel Bure who shoots. Shot was blocked. Mike Craig. Eric Lindros now. Bumps with Ozolinьš. Two big boys. Kozlov back the other way. Petrov's in front, so is Bure. Mike Craig after the puck. Hooks Bure to the ice. And Chris Snell plays the puck for Kyle Daikхюис.
Canada have to move the puck in their own zone quicker.
There's a giveaway to Petrov with Kozlov. The drop pass. Bure's been knocked down. Petrov's in front of the net. Daikхюис takes Kozlov. And there's penalties being called. I believe it'll be coincident penalties to Craig and Bure. Coincident minor penalties to Pavel Bure and Mike Craig. At 7:22 of the third period in a 2-2 tie.
So a scoring threat for both teams gone. Opens up the ice a little bit in international play.
Alexei Zhitnik, Darius Kasparaitis. There's Zhitnik, number 5. What a great skater. Holds up, fell down. Kasparaitis. To Zhitnik. Alexei Kudashov. Pass for Zolotov, tipped out of the air by Slэйни and into the stand. Last night they thought they might be playing, hoping for a silver. Now they're embroiled in a gold medal game after a reprieve from Finland.
Mrs. Lindros and Mrs. May. A little nervous, I would think.
A little.
Okay, a lot nervous.
Yeah. Dick Todd has done some line juggling. He put Chris Draper with Lindros and Craig, obviously to counter Kozlov, Petrov, and Bure being put together. The Soviets put all their big guys in one line. So it really becomes an even strength situation. When they're at full strength, Draper's job to check Pavel Bure.
Draper, one of the best defensive players on Team Canada.
Now it's Lindros and Draper against Petrov and Kozlov. That's the forward matchup. Oleg Petrov ran into Kozlov and went down. Daikхюис, or Harlech make that, moves up on the play and dumps the puck in, and Boris Mironov is back.
And Lindros was tripped up at the blue line.
Oleg Petrov tries to split the defense, goes down, hoping to draw a penalty, nothing doing. Х.Бьёркман will have none of it. 8.5 minutes into the third period. Canada 2, the Soviets 2.
The Soviets are sure running the interference on Eric Lindros when he tries to get into the offensive zone.
Draper steals the puck. The pass for Lindros was knocked away by Boris Mironov. Zoltok over the blue line. His shot was blocked. Back comes Draper to Lindros. One man back. Goes for the net. Scooped it wide. Draper taken to the board by Nemznikov. Gave him a little punch as they came off the boards. Slava Kozlov went wide on Daikхюис. 2-on-1. Zoltok in front. Mishandled the puck. Canada caught a break there. Back they come. Lindros with Daikхюис. 2-on-2. Daikхюис goes for the net. The late man is Snell into the corner. Pat Balloon couldn't get the puck back to Snell, and the Soviets come out. The penalties to Craig and Bure have expired. They're back on the ice. Karatkov to the blue line and no further. 10.5 minutes to go in the game. Mike Craig tried to steal the puck and couldn't. Ozolinьš up on the right wing. Valery Karpov chases the puck. John Slэйни picks up speed as he comes out of his own end through center. In on the right wing. Lost the puck as he's checked by Yushkevich. In behind the net, Manderville. Checked by Yushkevich. Zhitnik. Alexei Zhitnik. Fell again. Might have something wrong with his skates. That's happened to him a couple of times in recent moments.
Defensively, very seldom are you going to beat the Soviets on a one-on-one.
Rice got the puck to the end boards. But it comes all the way around. And out comes Zolotov, number 27. Kudashov takes the shot. Blocked by Kidd. Scooped away from the front of the net by John Slэйni. Canadians are making changes. Yushkevich to Kasparaitis. Dmitry Yushkevich, number 3. Drops it off. Bure came back in his own zone. Now he sprints through center as the pass goes to Petrov. Brisebois is back. And he clears the puck. Kozlov dumps it inside the blue line. Out comes Brisebois carrying the puck. Turned it over. Petrov with Kozlov. Bure trailing. Petrov to Kozlov. Didn't get much of a shot away. Brisebois back deep in his own zone. 9 minutes to go. Canada 2 and the Soviets 2. Pierre Sevigny with Silllinger and Craig over the blue line. Dick Todd can't get his matchup right now. Lindros and Draper had just had a long shift. They would normally be out against Kozlov's line. Chris Snell intercepted a Soviet pass.
Canada's defense are starting to take a few too many liberties offensively. Brisebois tried to do it all himself, then Snell jumped up.
Petrov was blasted to the ice by Mike Silllinger. Mike Craig dumps the puck in. Ozolinьš. Long pass out at center. Hit Karpov in the skate. Snell to Falloon. In over the blue line, Draper. For Lindros, blocked by Ozolinьš. In front of the goal for Falloon. It's swept away from him by Mironov. Now Snell with just over 8 minutes to go. His pass went off a Soviet into the stands. A win for the gold for Canada. A tie is good for bronze. A loss, no medal at all. At what point do you start to go for the win and the gold?
Well, all I think Canada's got to do right now, Jim, is get back to the way they started this game out. Dumping that puck in, making sure they've got one man high, but getting two men in on top of the puck quickly.
Manderville and Johnson are the first men in right now. Nemsnikov. Fan pass. Manderville's shot. Svigen made the save. Joltok up the boards, and the Soviets get the puck to center. Bashkatov knocked down at center. Kudashov plays the puck back to Evgeny Nemsnikov. Kudashov takes a shot. Kid kicks it out. Clear down the ice. No icing as Nemsnikov comes back to pick it up. Manderville and Falloon into forecheck. Now they start backing up. Zolotov into the middle. Bashkatov couldn't come up with a puck. Kozlov back on the ice. He's playing a lot in the third. Slava Kozlov joined by Petrov and Bure now as Kidd comes out of his net and covers up. 7:14 to go in the game in a 2-2 tie. Carl Daikus off a draw one by Silllinger. Shot towards the net. Sillinger's back for it. Down on the boards for Draper, who's out against Bure again. Back with Silllinger and Rice. Yushkevich, number 3. Up the boards to Petrov. Out come the Soviets. Kozlov goes wide on the right wing. Bure's trailing on the play. Kozlov for the net. Kidd stopped him at the side of the goal. Snell to Silllinger. Gave it away at the line. Sipnik with a shot. Tipped in front. Loose puck. And the Soviets couldn't put it by Trevor Kidd. Petrov to Kozlov. Can't get a shot. Yushkevich. Backhand shot. Kidd makes the save. The loose puck in front. Bure was knocked down as he tried to backhand it. Carl Daikus starts out for Canada. 6:25 to go in the game. Draper's in after Yushkevich. Right on top of it. And on top of the puck. Silllinger comes in against Zitnik. Yushkevich is up. Up the middle to Joltok. Sergei Joltok checked into the boards. Cleared off the glass by Brisebois to center. Boris Mironov. The long blast in on Kidd. Canada's managed only 2 shots on goal in the third period. Korotkov to the front of the net. Karpov tipped the puck just wide.
Canada are back on their heels too much.
There's Eric Lindros. Ran into traffic. Darius Kasparaitis gets the puck through center. Soviets have outshot them 9-2 in the third and scored the only goal to tie this game 2-2. Lindros in after Mironov. Pass for Karpov got by him and all the way down the ice. Icing against the Soviets. 5:25 left in the game. It's a 2-2 tie. Slэйni from St. John's, Newfoundland, and Canada leads by 1. First of the tournament for Slэйni. But still, 5 minutes to go in the game. Only the third shot on goal for Canada in the third period. Now the Soviets' big line is out on the ice, but Canada's after the puck. Sillindger overskated it. Here's Pavel Bure. Oleg Petrov. Kozlov takes the shot. Blocked by Daikхюис.
We all knew that once John scored to make it 3-2 to get the lead, we knew that we could hold him off, and we knew the goal was ours. So it was, you know, we still had to finish the game, and but you know the confidence was there.
Todd knows that's a long 4:44. Another look at the goal. And Manderville could have dunked it if he was a basketball player. Not everyone in his crowd tonight along the best seats are cheering for their sons. That's Mary Todd, Dick Todd's wife, and his daughter, all painted up in the festive spirit.
Anybody got any nails left? 4:37 to go.
I didn't have any coming into this game after the Czech game, the Swede game.
John Slänny scored. Here's his mom. Good reason to scream. Pierre Sevigny dumped the puck down the ice. Yushkevich back for it. Icing against Canada. They know curling out here and felt that one was still in the house.
And it's been tough today with face-offs. Canada and the Soviets pretty much even. Sevigny just got dumped on the ice.
He went down again. I think this time he bumped into Sergei Zolotov and went down, maybe trying to draw a penalty. Stirring the pot. Lindros and Korotkov in the face-off. Back to the point. Zhitnik kept it in for the Soviets. Lindros, the first man back for it. Around on the boards for Mike Craig. Can't move it out. Up the boards. Yushkevich keeps it in at the left point. Joltok in for Karpov behind the net. Valery Karpov has control. Then he gave it away, and Sevigny to Banks and cleared it.
That second man in for Canada in the corners in their own end zone has got to look for the puck. They're still thinking about the body. First man can do that. Second man's got to take the puck.
3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Blasted in by Korotkov. Canada must win to win gold. Pierre Sevigny dumps the puck in, plays it on the boards, works the clock. Lindros picks up the puck. 3.5 minutes to go. Yushkevich. Jan Kaminski up the middle. Daikхюис got it to the Soviet blue line. There's an interception, and Manderville moves in looking for insurance. Balloon and Johnson hang back. Now Johnson goes to the front of the net. Manderville putting up a fight on the boards. Comes out with the puck. Daikхюис plays the puck on the boards for Pat Balloon. Johnson to the end boards. Manderville working the clock beautifully. Johnson in behind the net. Balloons out front. Soviets clear the puck. Can't get it by Manderville. Now in a second effort they do. Zolotov, number 27, couldn't handle a pass. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
I knew we had time to get another goal, but everybody wanted to score so much that we couldn't really get it going, and we rushed too much and tried to do a little too much by ourselves, and it didn't work out for us.
Doesn't know it's there. Kasparaitis has the puck. The Soviets' big line is on the ice. Kozlov, Petrov, Pavel Bure, and Bure has the puck. Almost gave it away. Petrov checked the clock. Took a hit. Bure has to go back for the puck. Under 2 to go. Over the blue line, Kasparaitis is turned back. Mironov dumps the puck in. Harlech sends it down the ice. Icing against Canada. 1:45 to go.
Harlock knew that Dick Todd wanted a line change, but I don't think Harlock intended to throw the puck down the ice for an icing. He was trying to bank it off and have it just lay in the zone.
Oh, Mary still had the wherewithal to check her ticket numbers on the 50-50 draw. She could win big twice tonight.
The only draw Dick Todd is worried about, though, is the one in his own end zone.
He'll assign Eric Lindros to that. What a magnificent game. What magnificent games over the last week.
Sevigny and Harlock are continuing to talk to Kortikov.
Slowly they get their players ready. Two to nothing Canada after the first. 2-1 Canada after the second. The shots on goal in the third period. Canada has 3. The Soviets have 14. They've had trouble getting the bench door closed. All of that gives Eric Lindros a little more rest. Eric better know face-off. Lindros and Korotkov.
They're both waved out of there for their pushing and shoving.
Now it's Craig against Joltok. Mike Craig wants to make sure everyone's positioned well. Off the draw, Craig gets the puck up the boards, not out. Now on a second effort, they get it to center. Minute and a half to go. Canada 3, Soviets 2. In over the blue line, Daykhuis turns the Soviets back. Shitnik. 1:20 to go. Zoltok goes wide on Marshall, taken down. No call from Bjorkman now. 1:10 to go, and the Canadians get the puck out of their zone. Korotkov. All the Canadians are back inside the blue line. Kidd holds on. 58 seconds to go.
As much as possible, Dick Todd will delay this game. You heard Dick Todd, sit down. Now's the time to catch your wind. Save the legs.
I can't tell whose timeout it is. I'm assuming Canada's, but they're taking so much extra time, and Cherenkov doesn't mind. He wants to talk to his players. The Soviets have pulled their goaltender. Weigand is out. A tie, remember, and the Soviets strike gold. Canada can only win gold with the victory. 6 attackers will be inside the line and this will be one last shift in the game. Lindros against Bure. They're both on the ice.
This is the biggest face-off Eric Lindros has ever taken in his life.
He's up against Slava Kozlov. Lindros won the draw cleanly. Craig couldn't move the puck out. To the point, Yushkevich shoots into a crowd. A rolling puck went wide. Canadians frantically try and clear it and do get the puck to center. Yushkevich. Mirroring it off and right back in on Trevor Kidd. Lindros is there. Flip the puck in the air out of play. 39 seconds to go.
The crowd was going crazy. I mean, the puck was getting keep dumped out. Draper and those guys kept dumping the puck out. And if I do remember, I think there was one moment that they actually had a scoring chance, and Trevor Kidd, I think, did make a nice save on it. So, but at the same time, it's like it's part of the game, and we did our best to do it. And 10 years later, sure enough, we still got it.
He'll face off against Slava Kozlov again.
This time, if he wins it cleanly, Daikhus has got to get that puck up and over the defense and the blue line into the neutral zone at least.
To the front of the net. Petrov scrambled after the puck. Lindros flips it in the air. It won't get to the net. Icing.
No, Jim, this next face-off might be the biggest face-off in Eric Lindros' life. How many more of them are we going to have?
16-3 are the shots on goal for the Soviets in the third. But Canada has a one-goal lead on John Slainy's first of the tournament at 14:47. Can Lindros win another? Kasparaitis moves up on the puck. Lindros slid into him. Lindros back for the puck. Sends it out to center. Chris Draper can't put it in the open net. 10 seconds to go. Canada has struck gold.
It was one of the best experiences in my life. I was 18 years old, playing for Canada, winning a tournament, the World Junior Tournament in Canada. That was really exciting with the Canadian fans there. We were treated extremely well everywhere we went. It was a great experience all the way around.
Jim, there were those that doubted the choice of Dick Todd as the head coach. There are none now.
Eric Lindros just threw his stick up to his mom. Canada has won back-to-back gold medals. Safe to say Team Finland will own the town tonight.
And you know something, Jim? I think they might even treat Finland. And it's so loud in this place, I can't even hear.
The coach's wife and daughter. You know, last year, overseas, when Canada needed to win over Czechoslovakia to get gold, a Newf named Dwayne Norris scored the winner. And this year, Newfoundland has sent the goal scorer to the cup again, to the World Championship. John Slady from St. John's scored tonight's winner.
With Dwayne and then myself, with Eric, came over and said it takes another Newfie to do it. It was kind of nice, and it was kind of a joker, I guess, around Newfoundland. I guess is that Team Canada always needed a Newfoundlander to play to score the winning goals. But at the same time, you know, when I played there was a lot of excitement, and there's no question there was a lot of excitement back in Newfoundland when Dwayne and myself played. So it was good to see that the province was behind us, and at the same time, I mean, it was good for Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for Team Canada's national anthem in recognition of tonight's winning team. This is always a special moment at the World Championship, but particularly when it's on home ice.
ceremonies and medal presentations, which will commence in just a few moments, just as soon as we receive all the results.
What a special night in Canada. At Saskatchewan Plaice, Canada has defeated the Soviets and won the gold medal. Let's go to Paul Romanuk down at ice level. Paul,
And without further ado, let's go to Trevor Kidd. Trevor, congratulations. This was the game where you really had to do it. You had your doubters, and you turned in what I guess has to be the greatest game of your life.
Oh, it's just a great feeling. I can't believe it. Last year, I didn't play a game, and this year there was a lot of pressure on me. I had to do what Stefanfa said. I got that monkey off my back now. It's an unbelievable feeling. Best day of my life. I can't believe it.
What's the greatest thing about it?
It's just, playing for your country, the pride, to see everybody here, Canada #1. Unbelievable, best day of my life.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.